This is a big question. I mean, to answer this question blows my mind because some questions we just don't have answers to. Some things we don't fully understand, but we can believe them and trust them, but not fully understand them. Let me explain. Hello, Mr. Brown, Proclaim Ministries, helping connect faith and life, and this is Q&A for Kids, where I give you my perspective on your questions. And I love getting questions like this because it helps me grow deeper in my faith as well. It's a simple question that all of us probably had at some point in our lives because I think it's just human nature. And the question is this: how was God always there, and who created God? And the answer is, I don't know and nobody. How was God always there? He was just always there. He's always been. The Bible teaches us in Psalm 90, it says, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. And the Bible opens up in the first verse of the Bible. In the beginning, God. It just says God's there. God has always existed. God is the what we call the first uncaused cause. If you say that too fast, it's a tongue twister. The first uncaused cause. So in other words, nothing caused God to come into existence, but God caused everything else to come to existence. And truthfully, that blows my mind. That was a fly that just flew in the camera. Where'd the fly go? There. I'm gonna get the fly. But really, God has always been there, and that blows my mind because the Bible teaches God is eternal, and that means he has no beginning and no end. Kind of like a circle. If you draw a perfect circle, it has no beginning. You don't know where the beginning is. You don't know where the end is if it's a perfect circle. Now, if it's one of my circles, it kind of looks like that, look kind of weird. You can see where the end and beginning is. But a perfect circle, you can't tell where it starts, where it ends. And that's like God. God has no beginning and God has no end. And that blows my mind. Because everything that I understand in earth, everything that I can control has a beginning and an end. Or things I can't even control, like school has a beginning and an end. Parties have a beginning and an end. Going out with my wife, having a fancy date has a beginning, but also has an end, because I go to bed at night. Everything in our world has a beginning and end, unlike God. And God is like nothing on this earth, which honestly brings me to a place of relief. Like, God is not like anything. God's not like me. God's not like my car, my animals. God is above all things. And I'll be honest with you, it can be hard because you have a choice. You can believe that there is no God, that everything happened for no reason. They teach the Big Bang in schools. Boom, everything existed. That everything came from nothing. Or you can believe there is a God who made all things. And I choose to believe there's a God who made all things. And God has no beginning, no end, no father. No one created God. God has always been. From everlasting to everlasting, you are God. And I can rest in the fact that God is bigger than me. Do I fully understand everything about God? Nope. And if I did, I would be God. I remember when I was growing up in the faith and knowing more and more about the Bible, I got frustrated because everything about God couldn't fit in my little head. But if it did fit in my little head, that means God is literal than my little head. I don't have a little head. I think I have a big head. But the point is this: if I understood everything about God, I would be God. If you understood everything about God, you would be God. We will be learning more and more about God for all eternity because God is eternal. I know it can be hard to believe. You have a choice. You can believe that all this is made up. Everything is just accidental. Or you can believe there's a God who made us with a purpose. And I choose to believe there is a God. And I want to spend my life getting to know more and more about God through his Bible, through the creation, and through his son, Jesus Christ. We'll talk more about that in another video, but that's my answer to the question: how was God always there, and who created God? God has always been there, and no one created God. He's the first uncaused cause. That's my perspective. Hey, thanks for submitting your question. If you got a question you want to submit to me, visit proclaimministry.com/questions, and I hopefully one of your questions will end up in the next episode of Q&A for Kids. Hopefully this video is helpful for you to live for God by connecting faith and life. Peace!